This is my evaluation for Kings of the Castle, which was my final major project, which I did with Ollie Bridges and Rahul Dewan, and I was director and co-writer on this project. So the research I did was quite effective, as it helped me realise what makes similar media products work, such as Hunted, and the fact that the contestants' paranoia makes the show more believable, which is something I wanted to show, which I wanted to capture in Kings of the Castle. However, I could have improved my research by creating more surveys, which would give me a more detailed idea of what our target audience would have wanted to see in the short film. The methods we used, some methods that we used included using a GoPro to create a more realistic image when Shane, one of the main characters, is captured, which proved to be successful in the end. Ollie, our sound manager, also lay on the floor and held the mic upwards in order to get a clearer sound in the bread and breakfast scene. One of the opportunities that we missed was to use the shoulder mount to create a smoother transition when the computer screen turns to black and reveals the detective. However, no shoulder mounts were available at AV on the day of the shoot, so we had to go without it, which is something I wish we could have used in the end. The final concept, when we were told to come up with an idea for our FMP, I came up with the basic idea where two fugitives go on a run and record their journey, but that was the only basis for an idea that I had to begin with. However, Ollie and Rahul helped me to develop the idea significantly to make the cyber criminals, and Rahul came up with the idea to link the story to a previous short film he helped to create, thus involving the CSP in the storyline. Overall, I was quite happy with the final concept of Kings of the Castle, and there isn't too much that I would alter about the original final concept. The planning phase went relatively well, as we finished the script relatively efficiently, and we got the majority of the pre-production paperwork completed to a good standard. However, our progress was hindered by the fact that two of our lead actors, who had played Jed and Shane, dropped out very close to production, meaning we had to find replacements. Due to this, production was pushed back by a week, and it meant that production was a little more rushed than we would have liked, so it meant we wouldn't have so much time to make detailed shots. In the future, I need to ensure that my group and I find committed actors from the start that will be able to make all of the production days we have set. Also, we had to settle for locations that didn't suit the original style of the script, because we didn't look early enough. For example, the front of the B&B, we ran out of time to shoot that scene in Yate at the original location we planned to shoot at. Production went pretty smoothly, despite the fact that we now pushed back a week, and we now pushed for time due to the actor situation. We had some issues in booking out kit, as on some of the days of the shoots, kit like GoPros and dead cats weren't available, which would prove to decrease the overall quality of our film. However, the majority of the footage looked crisp and features some good shots, but highly detailed, which is credit to Rahul's DOPing, despite the fact that some of the light scenes were a little grainy because the ISO setting wasn't adjusted. The sound was also recorded to a high quality, and there was only one scene where you could hear the boom pole banging, which was the running scene. But overall, the production phase ran rather smoothly. There wasn't too much stress, and everyone acted professionally. And however, overall in the future, I'd like to ensure that I tell the DOP to adjust the ISO setting of the camera in order to remove the grain and improve the film's overall quality. Post-production. The post-production phase went relatively well also. However, Kieran Fussell, who plays Jed, was very quiet in some of the scenes, including the forest scene, which meant we had to use ADR in order for the audience to hear him. There was also a scene where the wind was so loud you couldn't hear part of the character's conversation, but because this particular part of the scene wasn't essential to the overall plot, we decided to cut this part from the scene because the sound quality was so poor because of the wind, you couldn't hear some of the dialogue. We also had to crop some of the scenes in order to improve the overall quality, because some actors were getting the shots they weren't meant to, so that meant we had to change that. Overall though, I was happy with the post-production piece, although I'd like to ensure a dead cat was used in every scene, as well as improving the ISO settings, so that in the future the next short film we do will be much more high quality. We had several different problems, including kit. Many things went wrong with that in terms of the ISO setting that I mentioned, and also other technical hitches. We also had problems with the actors as well, but I feel as a group we dealt with it quite professionally, and we managed to sort it out quite well. Overall, I think we stuck to the brief quite well. We have a solid overall product which has a good narrative. The characters are represented well in it. I think the proposal was high quality in the end. There's enough research to show a process overall, and I think overall I'm quite happy that what we created fitted the brief. The group performed well together. Both Ollie and Rahul were reliable and responsible, and consistently contributed ideas that improved the quality of Kings of the Castle, such as the pinboard scene at the end, having that phase out, that was a good idea, as well as the swinging shot which showed detective. Sometimes we did become distracted during class, which did hinder our progress a little, but overall they were extremely helpful, and it was a pleasure to work alongside them on this project. Our actors were also reliable, but sometimes did cause us problems in terms of the ADR and getting into shots, forcing us to crop them overall, which was a little bit of a shame. But overall, they were very reliable, and even though one of them wasn't an actor, they actually performed quite well in the end and did everything we asked them to. So overall, I was very happy with the crew. Also, our makeup artist was very reliable and did a very convincing black eye as well, so she did a good job. And everyone who took part in the mugshots did very well as well and gave up their time to give us a hand with that. So overall, in conclusion, I was very happy with our short film. I was quite proud of it. I thought it was a good idea. I think we took it through right to the end, and of course there were a few problems, but overall I think we dealt with it very well. Both the lads were brilliant to work with, and overall I'm very happy with it. So yeah, that's my evaluation for Kings of the Castle for my F&P.